Hi everyone, my name is Anna. I am an English student at the University of Bristol, and I am also part of the marketing and content creation team here at Accommodation for Students. Being a student is getting pretty expensive. After you've paid for your tuition fees, you also have to set money aside for your accommodation, which can get pretty costly, especially if you're living in cities such as London or Bristol, like I am. One of the things that I had to start getting used to when I started living in a student house was paying for bills like electricity and gas. It can get pretty expensive and a bit confusing to organize. One of the good things about living in halls your first year at uni is that everything is included in your accommodation fees, so you don't have to worry about those additional monthly bills. If you're more comfortable or if you're interested in living in a house that operates kind of in a similar way, there are a lot of houses on accommodationforstudents.com that do offer bills included. You could go to the website and then look for the bills inclusive tab on any of the properties. The main bills that you need to think about are gas, electricity, and water. In the UK, people consider these utilities. When you move into a house, it is likely that these have been previously set up by the tenants that lived there before you. So you have the option to continue with whatever service that they had or cancel and find a new plan. If you want to switch to another provider, you can simply Google it, see what's available for you in your area. The options are a bit limited, but I will talk about that in a second. Once you have a provider set up, then somebody in the house will usually have to take responsibility for paying the bills. That person will then have to get the money off the rest of the house per month, or sometimes people choose to set up a joint bank account where everybody puts money in. That kind of alleviates one person from having the responsibility to pay monthly. Newer students can get cut out sometimes because they end up using more than they are paying for. If this happens, your provider will usually give you a final bill on top of everything that you've already paid. This could be particularly difficult at the moment because energy prices are pretty high, which means that utility prices are going up, which is why it could be hard right now to switch providers. The best way to avoid a surprise at the end of your tenancy is to be as organized as you possibly can be. Make sure that you're sending your meter readings often and regularly. You might get lucky and live in a place that has a smart meter already fitted. In this case, everything is a lot more automated and a lot easier for you, a lot less work for you. The main other thing that you're going to have to pay for is broadband. The main thing here is to just ensure that you have a good enough broadband for the size of your house, particularly as you will often be using it at the same time. Everybody's a student, everybody's working, some people are watching Netflix, so you just want to make sure that you get a broad width that is good enough for the size. You could also potentially need a TV license. This will usually cost around $160 a month, and you can go ahead and split that with your flatmates if that is something that everybody agrees on. Paying bills in a shared house can cause problems. Firstly, there's that chase. If you're the person with the name on the bill, then you're the one that has to chase your flatmates around, asking them for their share of the monthly utilities. Sometimes arguments ensue if some housemates feel like they are using the utilities less than another housemate, taking hour-long showers, or maybe someone has their partner or significant other that lives with them over a holiday period. There's a lot of little things that can come up that you might not expect when you are initially moving into a house. These could all lead to falling out or, like I said, a lot of tension, so kind of just be cautious, be aware, and be as open as you can be with communication with the people that you're living with. In fact, all of this is such a common issue and a common problem that some companies exist to try to fix it. There are bill splitting companies that actually take away a lot of that stress, that pain, that chase, and those uncomfortable conversations. You each sign up individually, so you have one fixed amount that you pay monthly. The benefit of this is the simplicity of it and the fact that all of your bills are kind of bundled up into one monthly payment. This is a really good option, but you also need to remember that it's probably not going to be the cheapest option. If this is something you want to consider, AFS partners with the Student Energy Company. I will go ahead and link their information down below so you could check it out. Bills are a hassle. They are really stressful. You know, it's something that you don't really consider when you're living on your own for your first time, but fortunately there's a lot of ways to kind of alleviate that stress, ways to solve problems, and ways to make living on your own for the first time an enjoyable experience. Thank you for watching. I hope that this helped in some way. We have loads of other guides that talk about what it's like as a student. Feel free to check those out on accommodationforstudents.com.